Welcome to Gamer's Guide to the Galaxy, episode 13? Are we on 13?
Yeah.
I think we're on 13.
Hey, we remembered.
The show the show where we talk about all things gaming. You can join in at the chat right over here. I'm Chris.
I'm Jacob.
I'm Adam.
Was that the one? Was that the one?
Until you did that!
So you did that.
Nope,
yeah.
nope, it's still the one. We finished this
Still
intro
the
segment.
one.
Oh, that's it. We're done with the show. All right.
Yes!
Now,
That's the deal.
Series over. It's never gonna happen again.
We're done now. Mission accomplished. Pack it on, boys. Let's go. Still counts.
it was the count-in was the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Screwed it up. We screwed it up. 18 weeks in a row. We
I
screwed
would
it up.
We're only doing this for 13.
Exactly.
God, all those trials.
What was perhaps?
So today we're going to be talking about Ubisoft games.
Again. Well, last time we talked more about Ubisoft as a company. Today we're going to talk about some specific games.
Yeah.
And,
We refer to them as the good ones.
yes. Well, second one, we're going to have a little bit of a debate on that. But, well, recently I've been playing Far Cry 4. It came out last week.
I have not.
But you've seen some gameplay here.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
It's a very fun game.
I saw a lot of getting caught and
I saw a lot of rhinos
dying.
and
Yes.
a lot of elephants. A lot of other reptiles and stuff.
Out of other reptiles.
And honey badgers,
Honey badgers.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit.
which I've been told.
that was kind of beat into us.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah. I don't give a shit. Okay. But as for the game, it actually, my opinion, is actually a pretty good game. I mean, it's basically, to me, it's like a more serious, more realistic version of Borderlands.
To me, it looks more like Tomb Raider, the latest one.
Yeah, I can see that actually.
You know, it's got that kind of exploration type of thing, and it's got climbing and down climbing, but it does have a lot of uniqueness to it. I wouldn't necessarily put it to Borderlands, because Borderlands is more of a loot game where you pick up different loot constantly and you're changing out loot constantly, and you're maxing stats and winning stats and figuring out what multipliers to put on what. That's more of, all right, is this gun better than this one because it has a higher fire rate and damage? Yes, cool, boom, switch it out.
Okay, I can see.
You know what I mean?
That's another one I said was more realistic, because the guns it uses are actual real guns. And
Yeah, that's why I think the part of Borderlands, that's a major part of it, though, is that it's out there, it's crazy, and it's more of a loot combination system, where this one's more of standard gear pickup, better than this, worse than this, as every gun has a difference.
yeah, I guess I could see why you would say Tomb Raider more.
Yeah, because same thing, you pick up a certain amount of guns, you compare the pros and contrasts to each gun, and you take it with you.
Of course. One thing I do love about this game, everything is out to kill you.
Yeah, I saw that.
I
Yeah.
don't understand that. That's
Like,
weird.
is everything just, like, juiced? Like, did everything just take a whole
Um,
bunch of steroids?
They do explain, it seems the honey badgers are rabid. At one point in the game, they do say that these ones are rabid.
Okay. What about the eagle? The random eagle that attacks you,
I
which
don't
never
know.
ever happens.
I don't know, but when there's
They can't be rabid, so that's not an excuse.
maybe they can't be rabid.
Eagles? I don't think they can be rabid.
Oh,
can they?
eagles? I think they can be rabid, but I don't know about
I don't know
eagles.
about it.
They don't mention the eagles being
I
rabid.
think mammals are the only things that can be
But-
rabid.
The eagles, I don't know. Funny thing is, if you're like around a group of people,
Hmm.
like unarmed people, and you hear an eagle, they'll start yelling for help and running for cover. So it just seems to be like,
Well, if there's random eagle attacks, yeah, I would be legitimately concerned.
Are these like the evil twins of the eagles from Lord of the Rings?
yeah.
You know what?
Except for they're only like this big. But
The only thing I can think of is, I don't know whether or not eagles can get rabies or be rabid, but if the entire population of honey badgers are rabid, and eagles do kill honey badgers, then there's a direct correlation to how they would be rabid if they can be rabid.
there is something
I don't know.
else though. I mean, yeah, your help tends to show up right after the fight is over. That's actually really annoying. It's like, hey, I just took out an army. Where have you guys been? But here's what I was gonna say about the eagles. I know if you get too close to any bird's nest, they're gonna attack. Eagles have a much larger territory.
Yeah, but eagles in general don't attack humans.
Right.
But if humans have been attacking them in the area, then these eagles might.
Even still,
Let's-
it's not like they're not. They're birds of prey, but they're not birds of prey on humans for the most part because we're bigger than them. Like they're still smart. They're not dumb. They're not like, oh, that gigantic thing. I'm gonna go try to kill that thing's arm. He has another one.
Speaking of which, there are elephants and rhinos in this game.
Yeah.
And
I don't think eagles are attacking those either.
No, they aren't. But you can attack them. It may not be the best decision you make all day.
Well, I mean, obviously, you kind of need a really powerful gun to kill an elephant.
Yeah.
In real life, at least.
Yeah, you do. I've put 20 arrows into an elephant and gone, shit, I'm out of arrows.
Yeah, because arrows don't kill elephants.
Why would you think that would?
That's all I had.
Why did you try?
I was trying to get this elephant. Well, in the game you have to take outposts. I was trying to get the elephant to go on a rampage through the outpost, killing the men there, or at least some of them, so the outpost would be easier for me to take.
Wouldn't the smarter idea and the more strategic idea is to ride the elephant?
I didn't have that ability yet.
Then why fuck with the elephant at all?
Because it was near the outpost. It was like, if I can get that elephant to just go over there and stomp on 3 guys, I only have 4 guys left to kill.
But they have guns, and I'm sure they're angry people.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they'll catch on to the rampaging elephant.
No, they don't.
Even still.
An elephant rampaging through is probably normal for them.
Are you sure this isn't just an island of really stupid things?
It's not an island.
Or whatever. Whatever place.
Himalayas.
Okay. Just really stupid animals and people live in
No.
that area. Eagles that attack humans for no reason. And people that can't figure out a distraction when they see one.
Or some idiot trying to kill an elephant with arrows for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to kill, I was trying to get him to go on a rampage. I went over this.
Some idiot trying to kill an elephant with arrows for 20 minutes.
Rampage. Need him to go on a rampage. I kept trying to
So
lead him in the
your
direction
plan
too.
was, let me wound this thing, at least wound. In the hopes it's going to get mad, and then somehow power through the wound, and go towards more people in a blockade, instead of turning around and going through the wilderness.
Or
Well-
turning around and getting you because you were the person shooting with arrows.
think-
I was hidden.
I-
Come on, guys.
Okay, so I'm going to poke you with a stick from over there. I'm going to do throwing things behind you from that.
Okay.
But
Look,
because he's hiding behind the table, you can't do anything about it.
Exactly, you're not
no,
gonna
listen. Now, an elephant, at least in the game, when you shoot an elephant in the back, they go away from where they're getting shot.
Yeah.
So I got behind the elephant and shot him, and he was facing the outpost. So
Okay.
strategically, he should have gone that way. Idiot didn't. Idiot took a right and went somewhere other place.
Oh
and then
man,
charged
he
that
didn't
direction.
go towards the gigantic blockade. The gigantic blockade.
With
The
people.
elephant went, I'm getting shot. I can't see over that blockade. I should probably not go that way and go towards the free area over here. And you think he's dumb.
Well, didn't do what I wanted to do. Just so you guys know, the very first outpost you come to, it has an elephant cage, and when you release the elephant, he kills everyone. So when I see an elephant next to an outpost, it's like, maybe I can get it to happen again.
That was what we call the troll elephant.
But you can get it to happen in other outposts too.
It was placed there just to make you do stupid stuff.
Okay. Another fun thing though, when you kill the animals, you skin them and take their skins to make stuff. You also take a piece of meat for bait, and you could throw that bait like next to a guy. He'd be like, "What the hell is this shit? Why is there a chunk of meat next to me?" And then suddenly, bear, or wolf, or tiger, whatever animals nearby, will come charging at the bait.
I don't think they would do that just far cry. I thought this mild. I don't think they actually went wild and did shit. I think they did the homework. That's not how that works. Like, yeah, I can see keeping it on your person, like you getting attacked, being like, hey guys, I brought 42 elephant steaks today. And getting fucking murdered.
42 elephant steaks.
But to sit there and carry around all that meat on you and be like, okay, open up the knapsack, nothing can smell this. Nothing can smell this. Nothing. And now they can smell it. Yeah, immediate attacks.
I think they were just trying to come up with cool ways to distract enemies and kill them.
I understand, but even a person would be like, why is there suddenly meat?
Oh, they do. They do.
Yeah, I mean, you look up and go, oh, it's that jackass throwing steaks.
They do. They go, wait, why is there? And then, before they can finish their sentence, bear.
Yeah, no, that doesn't happen. There's never a time in the world where you two look at your life and go, oh, that's a bear. I'm going to not react that. Oh, look, there's a steak. I'm going to pick that up knowing there's a bear in the distance. There's no way you don't know there's a fucking bear right there. There's no way. There's no way you're just sitting like this, like, and there's a bear right there.
Bear. No, they know, but they're sitting there like, keep an eye on that bear.
Oh, me.
Shit.
And that's when you pull out your guns and you shoot the bear.
They do. They shoot the bear, but you know, bears don't go down so easily.
So,
Neither do rhinos or.
so these are our meat grenades.
Basically, it is actually fun to do it.
I understand it's fun to do it. I can understand because not everything that makes sense is fun.
But it's still stupid.
But it's stupid. That is a stupid mechanic. It's hilariously funny and fun, but it's stupid.
I'd like to point out you were just playing a game where you walk through a table.
Listen, I was a glitch, and I was really mad.
We'll get to that later.
Yes. But so far from what I played of Far Cry 4, the story's kind of interesting. So far I don't like it as much as I like the story from Far Cry 3.
Mm.
I found the main character from Far Cry 3 a little bit more interesting than this one. Far Cry 3, it was just like, oh, you're a rich kid on vacation, and oh, suddenly you're kidnapped by human traffickers because you went too far. And this one, it's you go home to your mom's home country and find out that you're the savior of like their country.
That's weird.
Your father started the revolution, and they see you returning as the sign that you're going to finish the revolution.
So you're the savior of the country of insane, batshit crazy animals and batshit crazy people.
Hey, I'm not saying that the country's
You know
not
what?
weird, but
Wait.
they have patriotism.
I got this. That eagle that we found? No. Okay. No, you put it wrong on that one.
Okay.
I don't understand how you make that connection.
I don't
But
know.
it is. So I got this. It's Attila the Hun's eagle.
Actually,
Attila. They're in the Himalayas.
there are enemies called hunters who train animals,
They're the Huns.
and they can send eagles after you, tigers after you, wolves after you, and you have to kill them before you can, get this animal to stop attacking or kill the animals.
I got it.
And also, they're very stealthy and they only use bows. It's really annoying, actually.
I got it. So, in this game, you're fighting the Huns, because that's clearly what's happening. So, you're fighting the Huns, and then Mulan comes in, and then you get Mulan 1, Mulan 2, then you're playing Mulan 3. I'd like to confirm. Yes!
I was wondering how he was going to
I knew you were going there the second time.
Had you.
I was wondering how he was going to get there.
It's the opium farms.
Oh, yeah, the opium farms. There are opium farms. There are opium farms. Also,
I like how you implicate that there's a lot of opium. And like, that's something that you do, you're like, yeah, there's some opium.
honestly, for the amount of drugs there are in this game, it is still not as trippy as Far Cry 3, where your character gets, injected with hallucinogenic drugs when he's, unwilling, and he's told to, like, here, eat this mushroom. What's this mushroom? Eat it. And then he does, and then you're, hallucinating, and, you're fighting giant tikis, and so I'm surprised that Far Cry 4 does not have that.
Why does everyone complain because there's too much hallucinogenic in the third one?
God, it was trippy.
And not enough meat grenades.
Yeah.
Meat grenades is the greatest thing ever, guys.
It sounds like somebody just watched Llamas with Hats for like 20 minutes and they're like, let's do that.
This is the greatest idea ever. Throw the piece of meat over. They're like, hey, what's it? Bear!
And then like somebody goes, Carl! That kills people! So yeah, it sounds like it's a very positive game.
It is a very fun game. I enjoy it. It is one of those games you can go into and be like, I don't feel like doing story. I'm gonna run around, hunt animals, kill bad guys, and go cliff diving.
I also saw that there is a flying thing that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a little gyrocopter.
No, like actual like.
Oh, the wingsuit.
Yeah.
The wingsuit. Yeah, the wingsuit is actually a really good addition to the game. They had it in Far Cry 3, but you really didn't get it until towards the end of the game. So it's kind of boring. This one, you're in the Himalayas. You really need a way to fly around. That is so much fun to jump off one cliff and fly all the way to another, instead of going down and around. And
I just pretend I'm a gigantic eagle. Because apparently eagles in that game just kill things. So I was like,
Yeah.
But if you're gonna use the wingsuit, you gotta remember to deploy the parachute before you hit the ground.
nah. That's how we kill them. Come in.
Which is totally realistic if you're 2 feet from the ground. Deploying a parachute will totally save you.
Yeah, no, come on, professional physics.
physics.
Actually, there is. If you do deploy the parachute too late, you do actually take damage from landing, but it just doesn't kill you. If you deploy the parachute like right before you hit the ground, you're still dead. I don't care.
Except in that game.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I haven't played this game, but I presume he doesn't make snide comments to you the whole time about how bad you are at life.
He doesn't talk as much to you. It's more. It's more of hey, so you left my dinner party. I'm sorry about that. To apologize, I killed the cook. I'm never gonna kidnap another celebrity chef again. I can tell you that.
So wait, you're talking about dialogue in Far Cry 4 right now?
Yes.
Are you sure that no one isn't actually the Joker?
I think they based him on the Joker.
Yeah, he kind of seemed it from what I saw. But going back to that comment, I'm not sure whether or not you're talking about Borderlands 2 or Borderlands pre-sequel, because he's in both. But in Borderlands 2, he kind of just pops in, calls you a jackass, and pops back out.
Yeah.
In Borderlands pre-sequel, he talks to you a lot because he's actually the protagonist somehow. I'm not going to spoil the things for people who haven't played either of those games. They're great games. You should go play them.
Yeah.
But yeah, he kind of more is a pop in, make funny joke, pop out. As this guy's more of giving slight story or background of what the hell's going on the Himalayan continent, which isn't a continent, but I want to call it a continent.
Yes, the entire he's giving you news on the entire continent of Asia. So
No,
yeah,
the Himalayan continent.
so yeah, China finally got a democracy.
Himalayas.
What?
Continent of the Himalayas.
Which would be Asia.
No,
No.
just the Himalayas.
Just Himalayas?
Just
Himalayas are now their own continent?
Yeah.
yes.
News to me.
But anyways, so it's more of like giving tiny backgrounds of story and then just making funny, sadistic jokes. Good time.
I don't think he was joking about killing the cook.
I know, but it's a sadistic joke. It's where it's like, hey, kind of funny, but kind of serious.
It's like the Joker.
Yeah.
See, I think because in Far Cry 3, there was a villain named Vaz, who many people know, and he was added into the game very late because of a voice actor's audition. They added him simply because of the audition. He was one of the greatest things about that game was just how insane this villain was, how just batshit crazy this guy was. And I think they were trying to make this new villain not entirely like him, but similar, because the insanity route seemed to work very well last time.
And also in a lot of recent games, insane craziness and random spontaneity is becoming more popular, which is really annoying.
Can be.
It depends. If it's written very well,
Even still,
it can be good.
to me, it's being played out and overdone. I mean, it's kind of like the typical response from most things. It's like, oh, that worked once. Let's beat it to death.
Yeah.
And I really dislike that because that's actually a really good character if it's done right. But if it's done right 80 times in a row, it's about 80th time you're like, okay, we get it, you're edgy.
Get it, you're edgy.
Like, please, can we move on?
So like every Final Fantasy hero since 7.
Exactly, and that's why they suck now.
Which is hilarious, because my favorite villain from Final Fantasy is from 6.
Yeah,
Right, but they didn't make that stereotypical hero character in Final Fantasy until...
They continue making the Sephiroth over and over again, too.
I know.
Now we're like, come on.
I know.
I know, every main character from Final Fantasy 7 has been Cloud again. I'll argue that 9's different. They didn't make him so,
He was Cloud with a tail.
But he wasn't emo. He even found, he found out shit about himself, and he's like, oh well. Guys, we gotta save the world. Yay! Instead of where all the other guys are like, no! My whole life has been a lie!
Well, I mean, that's kind of the appropriate response when your world comes crumbling down around you. But
I like that ending. It's just like, hey, yo, oh well. I'm gonna go save the world.
But
And he dances on screen.
I think we covered.
Yeah, we covered Far Cry. Go pick it up if you like first-person shooters and open-world games. It's really good.
All right. And also, if you kind of like that Tomb Raider feel.
Yeah, Tomb Raider feel.
It's the genres are starting to get kind of weirdly sorted. So it's more of if you like a game, this game's kind of similar.
Yeah, it's hard to tell by genre anymore.
Yeah.
But we got a second game to go into.
The second Ubisoft game that came out recently is Assassin's Creed Unity, and unfortunately, none of us have gotten to play Rogue, so we're just going to go with Unity.
Yes.
I played a little bit today.
And we watched because
It made snide comments in the background.
we it took an hour and a half to get through the title screen.
Yep.
Yeah. And the reason that is because of the big issue that a lot of current gen products are having, which is day one updates. They suck, no one likes them, and we all hate them.
I don't get why they have them. If you're already updating the game on day one, you're obviously releasing an unfinished game.
Or it's a hotfix, which is what they did.
Or it's a trap. Like,
It's a trap!
well, for Assassin's Creed Unity, I think it was Assassin's Creed. It was either Assassin's Creed or Far Cry. It's one of the two. Doesn't matter. It was Ubisoft either way. They didn't allow for changing camera positioning. Which one was it?
It was Far Cry.
Yeah.
Far Cry 4's anti-piracy was you couldn't change the camera angle.
And when you complained about it, like, haha, you pirated it.
You pirated it because you didn't get the day one patch.
Right.
That is true.
Which is
actually
smart.
a whole list of funny ones that are hilarious, but
that is a good strategy for that because you know what I mean. Instead of trying to fight it from by using what the hell is Ubisoft's thing? I'm trying to think.
Uplay,
which was their other anti-piracy
piracy.
thing, was to connect to Uplay. It was one of them.
Yeah, thankfully I haven't had to connect to Uplay with.
I haven't had to connect to Uplay with that either, which is great. Which is one of my bigger pros in this thing is they got rid of Uplay, so I don't have to tie my game to Uplay anymore.
Multiplayer, I think you still do.
Possibly, but that's to track rewards because you do get rewards from Uplay, which I never do anyways.
Yeah.
But I digress. So far from what I've played of it, excluding the title screen thing because it wasn't fully loaded, which is what that was, I'm gonna assume.
We gave you an hour and a half long intro so you wouldn't notice how long it takes for us to download the game.
Honestly though, I don't mind that because
that is actually a genius idea. If that is not the reason why that is doing that, they should definitely say that is.
Because honestly, it's not that bad when you can actually at least play some elements of the game.
And yeah, you get the intro to the game, you get the intro story. So.
Yeah. Personally, I like it so far. It's probably handles a little bit better than some of the Assassin's Creed of the past, even though I still get stuck on walls and windows and stuff like that. There's a lot more I'm feeling. Like, you guys didn't notice it as much as I did because I was playing it. I didn't really point it out. But I can now move in different directions very easily. Like, for the most part, I was zigzagging back and forth. My character was actually zigzagging with me.
Hi.
Hello.
Nice harmonies. Was it hurt? Yeah. Anyways, so it's got a lot more mobility, I feel like, and it does still swing and do kind of the more free motion thing, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I like it when it's more free motion than, okay, here's a set of obstacles that go in one path. You can only do one path, and it's like running.
Well, early games had an excuse for that. They, didn't have the space. They had to set it up. Prince of Persia was the one that kind of started that whole hardcore thing. And
no, those games are fantastic for what it could do. But when it's like Assassin's Creed, and it's like, hey, you can run anywhere except for here, that tree, this place, and that one there.
Oh, and this tree isn't even real. You actually can run right through it.
You hear that? All right, so you guys were busting out a little bit earlier. At one point, I did phase through a table as I was getting killed. Personally, that doesn't bother me.
No, I think actually what that was you got killed right before that, so that was the desync, I think. So I actually think that does have the excuse. If that was you were dying, it was the player desynchronizing thing. So
I think that was actually just a bug.
You think it was a bug?
Yeah,
I know later on when you ran through the fat woman.
Yeah,
that was definitely a bug.
I jumped through somebody.
You jumped through multiple people throughout. You jumped in a window, and the guy who was standing at the window like this never noticed him.
He climbs right through him. It's great.
But I think that's necessary for what they're trying to do.
I thought it was hilarious if you just knocked him down and rolled.
The thing that got to me was, or the thing that I thought was ridiculous was the requirement of having to jump over enough tables or under enough tables in order to actually tackle the guy.
That's actually not it. I found out later what those are. Those are optional. It's like those bonus payments for 100%. Yeah.
Okay.
It's optional. I just suck at tackling.
Then you just fail.
Yeah,
okay.
you fail at tackling people.
Then scratch that.
Yeah.
He's just bad at the game.
Yeah. I didn't tell him what happened.
No, clearly I did not.
But the game, personally, I'm finding is more fun than previous Assassin's Creed games because I had a big falling out after 2 with them. started Brotherhood, I kind of stopped playing Assassin's Creed because they started doing this whole micromanaging thing. I haven't gotten far into the game. They may still do that. I may stop playing because of it. I'm not sure. But I'm very excited to see the multiplayer because I want to play with friends on the main story, which I hear you can do. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that will be.
And it's supposed to be kind of seamless. So I can understand some of these little hiccups that I'm seeing, and I'm willing to sacrifice that for better gameplay overall than some visual glitches. Like, for example, jumping through somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
It's hard to do collision detection on multiple people through the open world. So
especially with the number of people they put in this game.
yeah, and I can see how jumping down on top of something like the angle I did, or jumping through a thing, might result in me like losing my grip and falling to the ground and dying. That would be dumb. So instead of just doing that, they face it. So I can see how that would play into the kind of collision detection, and I guess that's a way of stopping having to patch it so much. Because imagine if trying to beta test with test users all the possible combinations and scenarios that you can get in with 4 people.
Oh God.
Like imagine, because you gotta think, they can only pack so many people in one area, and then they're also having you like they kind of split out of your way sometimes. Imagine 4 people trying to split a group into a small enough space, and then somebody getting into that group and trying to hide and having to trigger like 8 different groups at once, and like the game just crashes because it can't handle it. You know what I mean? So I can see how these kind of like shortcuts kind of keep that from happening.
Well, no one Xbox. That could be an achievement.
It could be.
Crash the game! Yay!
I would do that too.
Well, so far from what you played, what would you say? Would you say it's?
I say it's definitely a good Assassin's Creed game. If you like Assassin's Creed, it's more the same general formula with a lot of good improvements to some of the things that most people gripe about. Shitty hitboxes and unit detection.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more flowy on the combat, I noticed. It's a little bit harder to just sit there and spam B and block and counter for days. You actually have to kind of time it now, which is nice.
Yeah.
And they do have a nice quick hotbar that I can use on the D-pad, which is up, down, left, right, and then choose which ones I want and do left and right and all that. So that's good. I was hoping and praying for no multi-managing and having to do mini games all day to actually do stuff in the game. So
That might actually be the first Assassin's Creed I pick up since 2.
yeah, 2 definitely had that formula right. 1 had formula great. Since then, they kind of just went like in this weird direction where it's like, hey, I heard you like, the Assassin's Creed game. Now we're gonna add mini games.
Wait.
Mario Party to Assassin's Creed crossover.
No, you forgot. We heard you like Assassin's Creed and America. So now we're putting it in America. Wait. We heard the big thing now is pirates. So now you're a pirate.
I actually don't mind that now.
That was because the America one had a segment with pirates, and it was like really well received, so they decided to.
I don't mind the settings as much because it's cool to kind of get an Assassin's Creed take on history because it's retelling it in a way that didn't actually happen, but it's cool fantasy. And to see like George Washington fantasies are kind of cool.
My only gripe with Assassin's Creed is I really wish they would. I know that the style of the assassin has become like iconic now, but I understand why it was like that in the first game. You blended in with the priest. Okay? You blended in with the priest so you can go and you can pray next to them and you won't get noticed. Second game, I guess I can kind of understand it. Once you're in America and you're wearing that in in the colonies, you stick out like a sore thumb. Same thing when you're a pirate. Thumbs.
I was like, why don't you? No, I like that. I like your choice of thumbs on that one.
You have to check your thumbs.
Yes.
I have checked his thumbs. I don't know which one's hurt because you actually have a sore thumb technically.
Yeah, I do actually.
And you use that one for the sore thumb joke.
You stick out like a sore thumb.
Nice.
And I don't know, in French Revolution era, wearing that stuff, I mean, you're gonna stick out.
I don't know because as far as French Revolution era, I mean, America, you're completely right. That just stuck out like a sore thumb. But in French Revolution, people were wearing weird things.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He's like, that guy looks weird. Everyone's doing it. And you just walk away. But if you're chasing that guy, yes, you will always find that guy. But to be like, that guy's an assassin. It's like, no, he just looks freaking weird. You know what I mean? So I don't think as far as clothing, but definitely if like you're getting chased, it's
Yeah.
definitely sticking out.
Yeah. Well, it's about 8:30. I think we're gonna take a short break and then we'll be back our second half. You know, we'll be.